Once upon a spooky night, in a small village bordered by dark, enchanted woods, lived a poor boy named Jack and his mother. All they had was a black cat named Midnight and a scarecrow standing watch in their pumpkin patch. With Halloween approaching and no food, Jack's mother decided it was time to sell Midnight at the haunted market. "Take Midnight and see what you can trade," she said. "We need food before the winter comes." As Jack walked through the forest, the trees loomed overhead, their twisted branches clawing at the sky. The eerie rustle of leaves accompanied his every step. Suddenly, an old woman appeared, draped in a cloak woven from cobwebs. "Where are you going on this gloomy night, boy?" she asked in a voice that sounded like dry leaves crumbling. Jack explained his errand, clutching Midnight close. The old woman smiled, revealing yellow, jagged teeth. She pulled out a small pouch filled with glowing, ghostly seeds. "These are no ordinary seeds," she whispered. "Plant them under the full moon, and something wondrous will grow. I'll trade them for your cat." Before Jack could refuse, Midnight leaped from his arms, purring as if enchanted by the old woman. Reluctantly, Jack made the trade and returned home with the seeds. His mother was furious. "You traded our cat for seeds?" she cried. "We need food, not useless trinkets." She threw the seeds into the pumpkin patch in anger. That night, under a blood-red moon, Jack was awakened by a strange creaking sound. He looked out the window and gasped. A massive vine had sprouted in the pumpkin patch, its twisted stems glowing faintly in the moonlight. The vine spiraled upward, disappearing into the sky. At its top, eerie jack-o'-lanterns flickered like distant stars. The vine seemed to call to him, its massive tendrils forming a ladder into the clouds. Without hesitation, Jack began to climb. When he reached the top, Jack found not a castle, but a crumbling mansion overrun with vines and glowing pumpkins. The air around it was thick with fog, and the walls seemed to hum with dark magic. Suddenly, a booming voice echoed through the halls. "Fee-fee-fo-fum! I smell the soul of a living one!" Jack ducked behind an old crumbling pillar just as a giant figure appeared. Summoning all his courage, Jack crept toward the lantern. Just as the ghost giant turned, Jack grabbed the lantern and hurled it toward the creature. The green flame inside flared, and with a deafening roar, the ghost giant was sucked into the lantern. The mansion groaned as the walls began to crack and crumble. The glowing pumpkins dimmed, and the will-o'-the-wisps vanished. Jack grabbed as much treasure as he could from the giant's hoard and hurried back down the vine. When Jack reached the ground, his mother was waiting, her eyes wide with disbelief. Jack poured the treasure at her feet, a grin spreading across his face. "We're saved!" his mother cried, hugging Jack tightly. From that day on, Jack and his mother lived comfortably, their home filled with warmth and joy. But every Halloween, they made sure to carve a jack-o'-lantern and place it in their window to keep the ghost giant's spirit at bay.